The slip stitch. Most people learn it once, use it for one thing, and then never think about it again. Which is kind of a shame because the slip stitch might just be one of the most versatile stitches in your toolkit. Today, we are going to talk all about it, and we're going to discuss all 5 of the things that it actually does. You see, by the end of this episode, you're going to look at the slip stitch completely differently. Hey there, bestie. I'm Michelle of YesMichelle Crochets. And as your crochet bestie, I am here to help you build a fiber arts foundation that actually makes sense. This is the Cozy Encyclopedia, Episode 3. We've covered the slip knot and the chain. Today, we're moving into the slip stitch, and we're going to go deeper than most tutorials ever go. Let's get into it. Now, to start, the slip stitch is the shortest stitch in crochet. It adds almost no height. When you insert your hook, yarn over, and pull it through both of those loops, on that one motion, well, that's your slip stitch. And it's fast, it's flat, and it's incredibly useful. In order for you to understand how to create a slip stitch, you need to first remember the parts of what you're working with. This, of course, is your working loop. These 2 loops right there are the head of your stitch in the row below. And knowing that helps you know where to place your hook, which is right up under those 2 lines. That first chain style or the head of your previous stitch. You're going to yarn over, pull the yarn through. Now you have 2 loops on your hook. You're going to pull that same secondary loop through your working loop. You just made a slip stitch. Let me show you that again. You're going to slip your hook into the head of the stitch from the row below, grab your working yarn, pull it through, and then pull that same yarn through your loop, your working loop. A slip stitch is now made. And one more time for good view, let me make it just a little bit bigger so you can see it just a little bit better. There you go. And again, working loop, hook. This is the stitch we're going into. We're pulling the yarn over the hook, through the head of the stitch and into the working loop, creating slip stitches. Those flat stitches have not increased the height of our project. And I'm going to make a big bunny ear loop, lay that down, and when you look at those stitches side by side, you notice there's almost no change in the height of those stitches. Here's where most tutorials stop. They teach you how to make it, and then they move on. But the slip stitch has 5 distinct jobs in crochet. Let's go through all of them. Number 1, joining rounds. When you're working in the round, granny squares, hats, and circular motifs, you may be using a slip stitch to close each round. That's probably something you already knew. But now, there's number 2, moving across stitches invisibly. Sometimes a pattern needs you to go from one point to another without adding any height. That's where a slip stitch will allow you to travel across those stitches without increasing the height of your project. It's used constantly in garments and shaped pieces. Number 3, creating surface texture. Worked on the surface of finished fabric, slip stitches create an embroidered looking line of texture right across your project. You'll see this in Celtic cable crochet and decorative surface work. Number 4, well, that's attaching pieces together. Holding two fabrics on their edge together and using a slip stitch through both creates a seam. It's one of the neatest, flattest ways to join crochet pieces. Number 5, of course, is finishing and stabilizing edges. A row of slip stitches along the edge tidies it up and it adds structure. It also prevents curling, especially useful on necklines and on the cuffs and blanket borders. Now, the most common mistake with slip stitches is making them too tight. Because there's almost no height to this stitch, it's easy to cinch it down hard without realizing it. When you're joining rounds especially, a too tight slip stitch will pucker your project and make it more difficult for you to insert your hook into the next round. The simple fix is this: either go up a hook size or simply use your consciousness when you're doing this and loosen up your tension a bit as you're going through it. Your finished fabric will thank you. Here's what I want you to take away from this episode. The slip stitch is a reminder that in crochet, the smallest tools often have the most range. A slip stitch adds almost no height. It barely seems like a stitch at all, and yet it's responsible for some of the most structural and decorative work you will ever do. That's a pattern you're going to see throughout the Cozy Encyclopedia. The foundational things, the basics, they aren't small. They are the entire thing. You see, understanding them deeply is what makes everything else easier, cleaner, and more intentional. That, bestie, is exactly why we started here. Now, next week, I am going to be helping you better construct your single crochet stitches. And by the way, I'm aware that that's what most people start with. What I want to help you work out is your tension with that. I'm going to help you fix it if we can. Now, if this episode has opened your eyes to all of the opportunities slip stitches can work for you, do me a favor. Drop a yarn emoji in the comments section below and tell me which one of those 5 stitches or stitch opportunities was a surprise to you. In the meantime, expect to catch me here every week with a new episode on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Central. Now subscribe so that you don't miss any of that. And of course, tickle your bell notification so you catch it right when it drops. Until I see you again, have some fun today. Take care. Bye-bye. Welcome to A Circular Staircase. This book is by Mary Roberts Reinhardt, and today we're reading Chapter 1.